Welcome to the board meeting tonight, and happy New Year 2020. We're excited to be back to school. Things have gotten off to a smooth start. And so this is my board report tonight. Just to give you a quick overview, we're going to look very quickly at the 2019 PSATs. No real surprises there. We're going to show a little growth year to year. And then my ED, so one of the goals that I had was to report to the board, to the governance, and then to the board about the progress that we've made on all of my ED goals. And so I'm going to do that section by section, try to keep it moving for you. And then during that goal check-in, I'm also going to address some of the things that came up in the November Pulse survey and the way that we've already moving towards addressing those things because they've been on our radar for a long time. So I'll pop in. I don't have specific slides on the Pulse survey because I did go through the task force slides and they look like they cover everything. A couple razzle-dazzles, just some pictures. Hasn't been a long time since our last meeting. No videos tonight because most of my time will be looking at the progress we've made so far this year, and then a review of upcoming events. All right, so first we're going to look at these PSAT scores. So this is PSATs were administered last October. They're administered here, grades 9 through 11. And these are the results that we had from our 11th graders, October 2019. These are their scores on fall of 2018 when they were 10th graders. So what we're looking for here is, you know, here's the school, the mean score of the school, 1181 when these students were 10th graders, and now the mean score is 1212 as they head into 11th grade in October, and then they'll head into taking their SATs, ACTs if they choose to, anywhere between January typically and June of this year. So they're showing growth there when you compare the mean of the state, and this is English reading, writing, and math. The mean score on the state is 1014, and then nationally is 1004. So our students are well above and beyond those mean scores. And we are seeing a nice bit of growth here. When we look down here, there are benchmarks where College Board wants to see the students, and 80, I believe that says 88 or 89%, Mike, can you see that a little bit more clearly there? Is it 89% of our students have met both benchmarks, 93% in English and 91% met the benchmarks in math. So what they consider to meeting the benchmarks showing proficiency or readiness for college actually is 510 for math and a 460 in English. Next one. Okay, so now these are the 10th graders that took the exam this fall. This is what their scores were when they were in 9th grade, is down here last year, is below. And once again, they were 1102 as 9th graders, and their scores rose up to 1160 for the mean scores for our current 10th graders. So they did a nice job too. And you can see our scores of 1160 compared to the state at 948 and the national 925. Next one. And then these are the first time that these are our 9th graders that have gone through the PSAT, and they're starting off with 1060 for their score. This is a different version of the test than what the 10th and 11th graders are taking, but still a good indication, and you can see that their scores are considerably higher than the state and also nationally. Any questions on the PSAT scores? I think these are good showing, the nice, strong scores. Any questions on those? No? Okay. Congratulations to all the kids. You did a fantastic job. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to run through the ED goals. You can take a look. You've got a handout that's in your packet. It is 9 pages long, 11 font. So there's a lot of detail there. There's also attachments on that. A lot of detail there that I'm not going to go over tonight, because we'd be here all night. I have a fantastic, amazing team who works hard on all of these things all the time, including our department chairs, our administrators, and our teachers. Put all of that work together, and you have 9+ pages of work. Okay, so just to let you know that you'll see the number 1, the number 2 that's in orange, that's the actual topic. So there's 4, my evaluation's broken up into 4 areas. Those are the 4 areas, and then it's broken down underneath there. So anything like 1A and 1B, those are both around AP scores and MCAS scores. Kids don't take the MCAS until the spring. We don't get the scores back till October. And then the AP that they take in May, we don't get the scores back till July. So I skipped those because I'll update you when I get them. So the first one is about creating new and innovative classes. You can take a look at the full goal there. And so these are the classes that we're offering next year. And this is all in the program of studies because the teachers right now are in the midst of making recommendations for next year. But we are looking at expanding the research program. I've been working quite a bit with Mark Vital and Scott Giray and Leanna. We worked on a grant called the Cummings Foundation Grant. We're very hopeful about that, and if we do receive that grant money, we will use it to expand the research program and to offer some classes that would support the collaborative work that we're doing right now with Quest Diagnostics, and there'll be more of that coming. We'll also have an intro to meteorology coming up, and then our English, new English elective is called Utter Madness, Lunacy and Psychosis in Literature. One of the books that they're reading, which was an old favorite of mine when I was young, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So Mr. Looney's teaching that class, and I think the kids are really going to enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. There's a new art class called Choice-Based Art. Mike liked this one especially because he said he was never much into art. I wasn't either, and I would have loved to have had the opportunity to choose something that I liked instead of being told what project to do. So that's Ms. Terrell that's doing that one. And we also are offering a new internship program opportunity for our seniors. And these internships they're really administrative internships. So for example, I was talking to Mr. Finkel today. He's interested in doing one. It would be a full job application, resume, interview process that the seniors will go through. So we'll advertise. Leanna is looking at one in the business office. Pete Jones is in the athletic director's office. The kids can apply for those, interview, and then one person will, or 2. I know the IT department wants several. So, and they will receive credit for those. We're going to start the mid-year this year to just get them rolling, and then it would be a regular class offered next year. So that's kind of exciting. And then also, Sarah Preston has been working on the Massachusetts Seal by Literacy program. It's a seal. There's a link in there if you're interested in more information, but basically it's talking about students who may be fluent in Portuguese or Chinese from home, that they can do a couple different exams, and there's things that they need to do. But it is a seal. Anyway, there's more information there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But it's exciting, and Sarah Preston's been working on that all year. So now the accountability plan, as you know, we've had our visit. We have, in fact, Sarah and I and Mike met today looking at the cooking with oil document. We really are well on our way to having starting to put together that draft. We're meeting with department chairs on the 14th, this Tuesday, and they will get their binders and we'll start engaging them in the work. It's due to DEAS on August 1st. You're going to see in my goals there, actually, it says May 1st, but that was an error on my part. It's actually August 1st. My goal is to have it all done by June 1st and to you guys. All right, so now we're into number 2, which is organizational effectiveness. This is 30% of my evaluation. And this is talking about the facilities task force. So the task force obviously is ongoing. I work continually with the landlord brokers and all sides of the financial preparations. And then I keep all of you updated monthly or as needed. 2B is around mission and core values and making sure that we are promoting those and continue to use those throughout our school community. Roger and I met just a little bit ago, and the core values and the mission of the school have really become the very fabric of the school. And there's a lot of passion around those core values and the mission statement. There's something that we really hold near and dear to us, and thanks to a lot of the work that Dr. Lewis did, they really do guide the work that we do. I want to let you know that we have a new integrity committee that started this year. It's been awesome. We've got about 12 teachers. We actually met today, was our last meeting. This, if you'll see, if you follow us on Facebook, the Core Values and Action Awards, they're weekly and monthly awards that we're working on with Mr. Finkel and Ms. McCluskey. That came out of the Integrity Committee, but we also have a new award that we're going to roll out for this year, for this spring, and it's going to be one award for each of the core values for each grade. And it's going to come through a nomination process, and then they will be awarded during the May community meeting. So we're very excited about that, and that's going to be like a feeder program for the Eagle Award that is given out to seniors. So I think this is going to be awesome. We're going to roll this out to, we're going to firm things up in February and roll it out to the teachers in March, looking for their nominations by grade level. Let's see, and also just to bring this forward to on the Family Pulse survey, 87% of our family respondents said that they felt that the administration models integrity by following through on promises, being transparent, and treating everyone with respect. And so if there's any question in the world that could be asked, and that could be the response that 87% of our families felt that we have integrity, you know, it's kind of that's what it's all about. If we can't get scores like that, I'd like to see that 100%, but certainly at 87%, that's something that we feel really good about. Staff survey, 84% felt strongly agreed that to the same question that the administration models integrity. And on the Family Pulse survey, 93% said my children are challenged academically at AMSA, and this is directly connected to measuring excellence. Alrighty, take a look at 2C, and this is about improving communications, and this was with my team, collaboration within the leadership team itself, and all community stakeholders. It also breaks it down to board members. So some of the things that we've done is that we now have weekly student affairs meetings. These are meetings with Mike, myself, Brianna, the deans, Director of Student Services, Director of School Counseling, meet together weekly on Fridays. We also reinstated district-level meetings. This was something that used to be done years and years and years ago, and on the suggestion of Sarah Snow, we reactivated these. So all of the, basically it's my direct reports. So the Director of Facilities, the Director of IT, the Director of Communication, all of those folks, we're getting together every month to make sure that we're all on the same page and we know everything that's happening at AMSA across the board. We also, let's see, as you all know, I've had the wonderful opportunity to get to see all of you. I've gone out to dinner or lunch with 7 of the 11 of you. It's been absolutely delightful, actually. I've learned a lot. You've given me a lot of information. I hope you enjoyed your time as well. And so that's part of us spending time getting to know each other. So that's been great. And I also hope that, you know, emails from me, regular communication with the committees that you run, that's been helpful for you as well, and getting invited to events ahead of time. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the professionalism document, but this is around consistency. And we talk about, and you'll hear it in the survey, consistency, consistency, consistency. It's the biggest challenge for us across the board, as I think it is for just about any school or large group of people who are trying to work together. We have a new document. It is in your packet. The teachers we went over all of this on Tuesday afternoon. This was a document that was created by the people for the people. We all had input on this. And I've received a lot of positive feedback, you know, saying it feels like we have some direction here as far as where we're going. And this is a standard that we're going to hold ourselves to. It gives us all common language and a document to point to as things come up. So the ED roundtables, so I had talked about doing ED roundtables at the beginning of the year. They have not gone well. And although I enjoy talking to Padma Bandaru for an hour once a month, because she's the only one that shows up, I do, and I welcome that visit all the time, except that it's probably not an effective use of the time. But So what I'm looking at is creating an ED advisory council. And so this is something I'll be working on over the next few weeks, but putting together a group of people who want to come and talk about what's happening at the school. Other charter schools do it, but they're not typically unionized. They're talking about employee issues. I think there's things that we can address as a council that we can brainstorm and try to help make AMSA better. So I'm going to give that a shot and see if that will work. The other is not enough. Pulse survey says that 89% of our families feel that they have positive communication from administration. 79% of the teachers, they feel that they have positive communication from 79% of the respondents feel they have positive communication from teachers. 60% of our families said that they felt that they agreed or mostly agreed, strongly agreed or agreed that the portals was being updated enough in the communication on that side of things. So that's an area that we are going to work, although 60% is pretty good. We're going to work on that one. 81% of the staff strongly agreed that communication from the administration was timely, consistent, respectful. I mean, to me, that's a great number. I'd love to see that 90%, but I want them to always feel that they feel the respect from us, for sure. Mike? All right, 2D, stabilization of the special education department. Lynn Jarvis has been a fantastic new addition this year, 30 years of education experience and special ed experience. She's cool under the pressure. She's personable, she's very knowledgeable. It's been great. She's doing parent coffees, she's attending grade level meetings, and she's having weekly and monthly meetings with her department. So very happy with the work over the special education department, and you can just feel that department de-escalate over as this year has progressed. 2F, evaluation process and tool for non-teaching staff. So our non-teaching staff in the history of AMSA has never had an evaluation tool. I think it's very important that they have one, so created one in the summer, trained everyone on it, got everyone's feedback, they liked it. Everyone who was a supervisor was trained, met with their folks by November 1st. Mid-year meetings are scheduled, and for the first time in AMSA's history, our non-teaching staff, 100% of them have participated in the process thus far. So we will have no problem closing that out by the end of the year. Very pleased with the progress on that one. And I showed it to the department chairs, and they liked the form so much that they switched their evaluation system over to it. So there's a copy of it in your packet also. 2G, operate within a school-approved budget and successfully negotiate the CBA. Kristen will give you a finance report shortly, and you'll see that things are moving right along. The CBA negotiations are going to start later this month. All right, and so now we're up to 3. This is internal relations, 25%. So, a lot of this is Mark's work. But there's some things on the next slide that I've done. So, when we're talking about moving at least 3 corporations from the current mid-level to full partnership, remember, we're not talking about the people who we already have full partnerships with, like Synovian and Boston Scientific and Thermo Fisher. So those are well beyond that. These are folks that we're moving with that looks like we're very, very close, probably by the end of the year. Quest Diagnostics has been fantastic. I'm so excited about the work with them. And I can see them being in the top level very, very soon. Waters Corporation, Milford, how we got connected with them is that our contact in one of the other companies actually moved. We were very close to partnering where he was, and he's now working for Waters and wants to get us involved with Waters. Main Street Bank, Mark is working with them, and they've got a couple different classes they're going to come here and do. They're talking about scholarships. That's looking great. So now we're looking at relationships with at least 7 corporations that are currently in the mid-stage now. You can see Intel here, IPG, Rewalk, GE Health, and he's also, those other ones are kind of in that mid-level group too. And they may end up falling there depending. Next one, Mike, thank you. So establishing 14 new initial level relationships with corporate and non-profit organizations. So some of these, they're initials, but yet we feel that they're going to be in 2 by the end of the year. So that's why they're kind of in both sections there. And you can see those there, the nonprofits. Chamber of Commerce, Mark is actually on the executive board now for Chamber of Commerce. That's a little promotion for him. I believe he's the vice chair now of the Marlborough Chamber of Commerce. Marlborough Eagles, the Central Mass STEM Network Ecosystems. This was a referral from Raul from the meeting that he and I had one-on-one. And this is an organization he belongs to. This is through WPI. So this was a great contact. Raul gave it to me. I passed it on to Mark. He's now on 2 of their committees. So that's exciting too. You just give it to Mark, and he runs. The American Legion, because he is involved with them, and the kids sing, and the patriotic holidays and things. The Marlborough Rec Department, because we've done a lot of work with them, cleaning up their paths. Metro West STEM Council, the Mass Charter School Association is new for us again this year, MIAA and the MSAA too. Next one, Mike, thank you. Okay, so now we're on D. So this is some of the work that I've done. The goal is that at least one person, Mark, myself, or Mike, or someone else, that it would either be me or another AMSA employee who would represent AMSA at least 10 corporate or community events. These are the ones that I've done so far, these 6. Mark has done 100. I mean, I could, be 6 slides. So Boston Scientific, I went to internship presentations this summer. I've had 2 meetings with Ken Coblin through Synovian. I've become very, very active in the Mass Charter School Association. This was a charter school that we all went to visit. They're coming here in February, very excited about that. Chamber of Commerce annual meeting, Mike and I went to that together. This was the Quest Diagnostics tour we had, which was super exciting. And then we had a delegation of leaders from Abu Dhabi that came, and that was a lot of fun. They all were English, and they were teaching here in the United Arab, and they were fascinating. They had a great time with Alex Waldron, and we all met with them in the department chairs, and it was delightful. They invited us to go over there. All right, getting close to the end here. So E, explore opportunities for college and universities, and also to solidify the relationship with Leslie, because at the time we knew that we were in talks with Leslie. We had been for about 6 months when these goals were developed, but we signed the MOU on September 3rd. We have put hours and hours and hours into Leslie, this relationship, myself, Scott obviously, and Padmaja. Tremendously. This will be Padmaja's baby, really. Scott is directing the program. Padmaja will be teaching, and I'm kind of handling the money and the PR side of things. But what this is we are going to be offering a master's level computer science teaching licensure here at AMSA. And this was an opportunity that Padmaja found because she does a lot on the state level, and she got hooked up with these folks. Right now there isn't, I believe, a licensure program for a computer science teacher on the state level. So, Jess would have a history license, and that's been around forever, but computer science is new, and computer science teaching is new. And we have a cutting-edge computer science program here. They reached out through Padmaja. And Padmaja will actually be teaching a couple classes after school to master's levels teachers, some career changers, some younger folks. And then during the school day, they'll do all their internship work here under Padmaja and under our other computer science teachers. They will actually be paying us a small amount of tuition to do this, which covers the extra work that Padmaja and all is doing. It's a feeder program for us for computer science teachers if we need it. And this has been a beautiful relationship between us and Leslie University. We are having our first information session, if you're interested in learning more about it, on February 13th. And we have a page on the website that's dedicated to this new program. And this is super, super exciting. And if it works out well, we can expand this into any of our departments, right? We can expand this into math or history or English. So this is a trial. We're hoping to get 1 or 2 maybe students in next year. We'll see how many we can handle because we have to help them through their licensure program and all of that. And then the last one is just my Executive Director Professional Development, that's 10%. I did not list this because it is extensive. I've done a lot of work this year through the Mass Charter School Association, through MSAA, a lot of work around culture and diversity, social justice has been a focus of mine for sure, and you can take a look at all the different topics. The program that I'm in with the Mass Charter School Association, it is an ED professional development year-long program. There's 12 of us in it, and they have hit every topic from budget through race relations. It's been fantastic. Okay. Any questions? Because that's it. All right, razzle-dazzle time, Mike. All right, so we had mammal results. This is the big Massachusetts Math Leagues test. You can see our finalists. We had 4 finalists this year. It was absolutely amazing. Grades 12, 11, 10, 9. So we got John and Sam and Shruti and Colin, and Krishna, our 9th grader, was a semifinalist. So we're very excited, wanted to let you know. That's a high number there. All right, here's our AMSA athletes recognized. We have Olivia Deckers, volleyball, 12th grade, and Ethan Saul, Liz's son, 10th grade, AMSA golf. Both made the Metro West All-Star team and Worcester Telegram, super team, and Olivia made the state All-Star team. We're very proud of them. They've been all over the internet. You can Google their name. And just to show you quickly, because I think we announced this before, BSU did a wonderful book drive. This is to benefit Boys and Girls Club. And they had collected 46 books, and they all look so happy, and it was a very sweet project. And just upcoming events. Holiday party, I hope to see some of you here, rescheduled to this Tuesday at 4 p.m., same location. Diderot Society's having their colloquium night, very excited about this, 6 p.m. on the 15th. Love to see you here for that. And then 8th grade step-up night, that's for parents whose kids are coming up into the high school here. On the 23rd, 24th is Winter's Arts Night at 6 p.m. That's here in this building and in the White Building.
I think that's 6 p.m. Don't quote me on this, but I think we reserved the space from 6 p.m., but I think the
actual event.
The music part starts at 6:30. I think maybe the art in the other building. Do you?
Yeah, I think it was, read something about it being staggered so that people can see.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, my calendar says 6. Okay, all right, check the website. And then just our all-day strategic planning meeting, 8:30 a.m., and it is at the Fairfield Hotel across from the Starbucks over at the Apex Center. And then just one last plug-in for the Charter School Advocacy Day. Some of you have reached out and said you're going to attend. Please use the link and register with the Charter School Association. We're going to take a white bus. There's already 6 of us committed to go, so super excited about that. And Happy New Year. Thank you. Yay.